Yes, villagers, change is happening all around us, but the best change happens when we change ourselves. So if you want to know exactly what changes to make within yourself, then you're in the right place. If you're new to this channel, welcome to our village. If you're a returning villager, welcome as well. So let's get into it. Welcome to Garden of the Mind, where we reduce stress, improve our health and fitness, and improve our financial IQ every episode. We must believe more than we see. The best change that happens with us and radiates out. So before you can change the world, you got to change yourself. Tip number 1, improve yourself. Now that means everything. You can improve yourself in terms of your knowledge set, your skill set, being courteous. Whatever way you can improve yourself, please do that. People are only going to listen to someone who they respect. So if you have some knowledge that they don't have, then they'll be inclined to listen to you. But if you are not a good person and they don't respect you, they're not going to want to listen to you because they see that there's some work that you need to do on yourself. Tip number 2, vote. Just registering to vote automatically makes you eligible for the jury pool, where you can become a juror and make your voice heard in a particular case. Aside from that, registering to vote basically is your passport to being a citizen. You get a chance to vote for people who have your interests at heart and can speak on your behalf. Also, you have the system of accountability. So if things are not going your way in a particular place, then you may be able to elicit your elected officials to come and intervene on your behalf. However, it would be so much better if you were a registered voter in their district. Tip number 3, fill out the census. The census is very important because it happens every 10 years, but it is the reflection of who is in the community. If I was to walk outside of my home right now and I saw 10 people, I would see 10 people and know that 10 people are there. However, if those 10 people do not fill out the census, when it's time to champion causes up in Albany, they only see who filled out the census. So if there was 3 people out of those 10 who filled out the census, those 3 people are who they're looking to provide services for, because the other 7 never said who they were nor what their needs were within the community. The census is important because it helps us with hospitals, it helps us in terms of schools. There are so many benefits to the census, but in order for us to be counted, we have to fill it out. Tip number 4, use your God-given gifts and talents to change the world. There's a saying that goes something like, whatever talents God gives you is his gift to you. Whatever you do with those talents here and give them to the world is your gift to God. So it's important for us to find out exactly what gifts we have, what special abilities or what superpowers we have, so that we would be able to give those gifts to the world and help to change the world. We got a bonus tip for you. Use your voice. Every single person has a sphere of influence around them and can curb certain behaviors that they see. There is always somebody who is looking at you, someone who admires you, or maybe even someone who might have made a mistake and said something out of turn. You contribute to the very culture that exists around you. There are some people that I know who don't allow any cursing. So whenever they come around, people know that they can't curse around them. So whatever it is that you stand on, make sure that you stand on it. So if you are against injustice, if you're against violence, whatever it is that your platform is, make it known to all around you, so that when people see you, they know not to bring these things up, and that also lets them be conscious of the fact that the situation is there. And once you have a problem, the first step to changing a problem is knowing that that problem exists. Maybe that's something you might be able to help with. It's also important for us to speak out when we see injustice around us, when we hear injustice. So much of our culture is passed down through jokes. So if you make it a point not to laugh at certain jokes, then you are sending the message that, listen, this type of behavior is not tolerated around me, and I am not interested in hearing it. And once you take that stance, you'll find that people stop bringing those types of jokes around you. They stop behaving a certain way. So you set the standard for the treatment that you receive in most of your peer circles. Now, these are just some of the things that I've come up with. If there's some things that you would like to have seen reflected here, please put that in the comments so that we can all benefit from the collective knowledge here. And remember, thoughts are actions, words have power, and actions have consequences. I'll normally see you for Fit Fridays. However, we are going to give you 4 steps to end systemic racism. I'll see you then.